Hi, Sue here from Mystic Matters, and I've got your August tarot reading, August 2020. And I have already taken the cards. I dowse for the cards, so using my trusty crystal. So it's a bit of a lengthy process. So we'll get right into what the cards say for this month. All right, we're starting off here with a feeling of expansion. For some people, it can be a move of home. Some other people, it could be changing your work, moving work. Now, I understand these are difficult times, and sometimes it's because we're forced into this situation, and we might be looking at it as a disaster rather than a blessing. So be aware that it's because you're only being asked to move because you've outgrown your current circumstances, and there's better things ahead. But we have to be positive about things, because we manifest our own reality. And if this triggers us into negative emotions, then we end up with negative experiences. So this card is a card of hope. It's a card of expansion, expanding your life beyond its current confines. We're starting off with the first third of the month. I do it in thirds rather than in weeks. First third of the month, we're starting off here with us really needing to be very focused and very disciplined. Don't waste your energy getting frustrated, angry, if things haven't worked out the way you wanted them to, or aren't happening in your own timing. Because the tendency here is to waste your energy getting frustrated, angry with the people around you, which creates bad feeling, and it is for no purpose. So just keep your focus on the end result that you're wanting, and not the end result you're fearing, but one that you actually want to bring into your life, and just use your energy working towards that rather than getting wasting your energy focusing on fear and anxiety. So that's why I've been harping on a bit about fear and anxiety, because this card is what we do to ourselves. The thing is, if we keep looking over our shoulder at things that we've said we've done or have been said and done to us, and we keep reliving that over and over again, and especially if it's all negative, then what we do is we ultimately forfeit our future, and because we're always looking over our shoulder at the past. This fear and anxiety doesn't have to translate into a negative future. It's only that we become because the world ordinarily tends to focus on the negative, and even more so now it's focusing on the negative. What we're doing is we're buying into that, we're allowing that to influence us. And when we do that, we can only see negative ahead, and then we manifest it. So we're all being wonderful manifestors, because what we're doing is we're creating exactly what we fear. And all we have to do, and I say all, I'm not being flippant here, it does take a lot of mental discipline, especially when everything seems to be opposing what you're trying to achieve. But all we have to do is focus on our beliefs for the future, our beliefs in a happy, prosperous, successful future, where we don't have to re-experience the things of the past. We don't have to relive the things of the past. We take them as lessons, and we learn what not to do again. And if there's anything in the past that is making you feel guilty or making you feel, oh, I could have done this better, if you can mend fences, mend them. Go and say sorry if you feel that that is necessary, and if it's possible. And if not, on an energetic level, forgive yourself, forgive anybody else that might have done harm to you, or whether they intended to or not. Forgive yourself for any harm you might have done to others, whether intentional or not. And and start a clean slate, because this, as I said, is what you do to yourself, and it can ruin your life if you continue on this path of believing the worst. And so those are the energies are around at the beginning of the first third of August, and they will be challenging, because with all that's going on, all the news that's going on, the people getting irritated and frustrated at kind of certain restrictions, and it's a breeding ground for fear and anxiety. So this is what I'm saying, just try and armor yourself against it by keeping your vibration high and not giving in to the baser energies, the lower energies. If it means turning off the radio, turning off the television, not listening to the news, and keeping away from negative people, then do it. It's for your own mental health. And we need to be positive in these times. Coming up to the middle of the month, you might be, and some of you might be going into the role of counselor, healer, helping people that are literally unable at the moment to help themselves because they're in such a downward spiral. So this is you actually helping other people, but learning. You also, if you have a down day, be willing to accept help as well, because that isn't such a strong a thing for this card. The King of Cups is good at giving help but not accepting it. So be prepared to accept some help also if you feel a bit low one day and you need to be bolstered up. But there's also very strong message here: keep away from gossipy people, because you could end up with the wrong end of the stick and bring real trouble to your door. People that are kind of, this is also a card of new ideas, but and that is good. That, you know, we need new ideas if they're on a positive level, but there's a lot of ideas which are negative. There are a lot of people that are very negative. There are a lot of people who want to keep you in fear, want to keep you in anxiety, because that is what they understand, and maybe that's what they believe, or in some cases that's their way of manipulating you. There's lots of different levels of this, but so keep your own counsel. Don't tell people things they don't need to know. Keep positive, and then you'll find that things will be a lot more a lot easier to live through. Just, you know, be unavailable to gossipy people. That will help. All right, so coming towards the end of the month, there's a lot more energy here. And this is if you don't get tied up with your fears, your anxieties, your angers, your frustrations, and listening to all negative news and things like that. If you put out lovely positive energy to help other people out, that will overcome a lot of these kind of baser emotions, the darker emotions, and you will have energy, and it'll be like, I want to get out there and get the world by the throat, see what's out there for me. You won't want to sit and just wait for things to come to you. Now, bearing in mind these days when lockdowns are happening, you know, at the drop of a hat, we don't know what the next, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose. We don't know what the next thing is, or what the powers that be will decide we have to do next. So bearing that in mind, you can get out into the world in a different way by exploring maybe courses you can take, a different direction you might want to take when all these restrictions are eventually lifted off us and the world is perceived as a safer place for us all to travel around. So don't get frustrated if you can't physically get out there and do all this stuff, because there's so much virtual, digital stuff online that you can really manifest wonderful things by just tapping into the positive energy, maybe you want to set a course, learn to do something new, so you are prepared for maybe a change when all this is over, and it will be over. It just, just taking its time. So this is positively a real new positive direction. But it is important that you take time out to yourself. Listen to what your inner voice is telling you rather than what other people are telling you. It is not a time to take to heart other people's opinions if they don't resonate with you. Listen by all means, but then go maybe through meditation, self-respect, reflection, taking some walks, or locking yourself in your room, whatever it takes. You need to take some quiet time and listen to what your inner voice is telling you. And, as I said, meditation is a really very good grounding thing to do, but it's also taking time out to yourself to get away from all the news, all the chaos that's out there. We all need to find our own center. And by finding our own center, then we're going to be able to be stronger and more resistant when we go out there. Plus the fact, by finding our own center and not being tied up with fear, it will strengthen our immune systems. So we're less likely to get sick if we're living in areas where there's a lot of cases or sickness. But generally, if we are coming from a positive and happy place, our immune system is stronger, because fear suppresses the immune system and we're more likely to catch things, colds, anything. So bear that in mind. When we're coming, and if we do that, if we do kind of get enthusiastic about the future, whenever we're able to operate on a more normal and community level, here is a feeling of groundedness. This is the Earth Mother gathering money and resources, keeping the home fires burning, being strong, stable, and also bearing in mind some of us will be more open to being the counselor for others. This could end up being something, if you're not doing that now, this could end up something that you do for the future. Be there for people who need someone stable to go to, because their life might be chaos. They just see you as a strong place within the storm. So this could end up, some of you might just feel to get into a caring profession of some way, or and I say caring profession very loosely, because it's not all about healing and nursing and things like that. It's about helping people, and you can do that in any area of industry. It doesn't have to be kind of a new age type thing, but you will have learned a lot through the course of this month. Your luck is to keep the people that you have harmonious and loving relationships with, keep them close. If they're not in the same house as you, contact them, have uplifting, loving conversations with them. And as I said earlier, keep away from the gossips. At this moment in time, there's not a lot of strength to resist the fear. There's not a lot of strength to resist the anger. Everything is very volatile. If you're not volatile, people around you are volatile. You don't have to be in your own home, but the people around you, sometimes the people you know, sometimes it's just strangers in the street. That the whole atmosphere is volatile, the kind of the first 2/3 of this month. So keep close with the people that inspire you, the people that love you, the people where you can have a really uplifting conversation. That is your luck for August. keeping those people close and turning your back on the negative news. And some of it isn't accurate. Probably a lot of it isn't accurate, but it's sent out to keep you in fear. Or that's people's belief systems. Try not to buy into it. And you can come out of August much stronger, much more enthusiastic, and much more self-reliant than when you entered it. So I hope that's been of help. It is going to be a challenging month. I'm not going to mince my words with that. It will be challenging, but it will also be very life-affirming, and also will strengthen us, because we get our strength more from adversity than we do from the lovely things that happen to us. So try and gather your strength and not dwell in the negative, because you will really be happy that you did so by the end of the month. Anyway, I wish you well. I wish you a peaceful August, and see you next month. Bye.